arrogance of man is taking the chase and control, and not the other way around.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Please, you can kill it.
Nobody trusts anybody now.
Come on, you hate. You want to live forever?
I got a really bad feeling about this. Godzilla will live.
And welcome back to, we're guessing, is the 112th episode of the monster movie Stompdown, and we'll explain why in a moment. Of course, you got your host Sludge here, co-host across from me,
The Lorax.
and then the master in Texas.
You got Ruben.
So if you may notice, things have changed up a little bit for us here. We have a new format that we're going to try out with you guys, and it might take us a little bit to get in the flow, swing of things, but we thought this was a little cooler. I thought it was a little cooler. You know, we want to do something a little different and think of like, you know, Wayne's World meets Joe Bob Briggs, something a little more fun than just sitting around at a round table. And so I thought this was a pretty cool little setup here.
It's pretty nice.
You like
pretty
it?
Nice, yeah, I do.
Well, I'm glad you like it. I mean, it don't matter if you like
Everything.
it.
Well, I know that because it was already changed, and so it wasn't like, hey, what do you think about doing this? It's like, hey, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, well, hey, look, you got a nice, comfy chair
It is.
to sit in that, you know, now you don't have to worry about, you got something for your
Setup
back.
is nice. Everything's looking good, man.
Hey,
What's that?
I see you have all these collectibles back there, and I see something up on that top shelf. Did you take it out of the oxygen?
Oh, that's
No,
that's the sludge is right
rich
there, man. That's
environment,
his,
clean
that's
room.
his
Did you take that
favorite-
out of the
That's
clean,
not-
clean
no,
room?
no.
Did you take that
Okay.
out of your clean room?
It has left the nerd vault, and it is in the studio
Now,
now.
explain.
So
So,
if you want to see what he's truly
Oh,
is,
my gosh.
there you
You
go.
can see it.
It's right,
Sit up
right up
there.
there. Right, Dracula's taking care of him.
hopefully you can't. See, Ruby can't even tell what it is. So, the right little tiny figure right there. We wanted to decorate, the room up, man. We've got TV, you see Ruben on. We've got some movies on the side. You can see some VHS monster movies over on Mark's camera. We got a poster, some figures.
Got your Zilla up there.
Yeah, you got the cool VHS player.
Hey.
Then we got Godzilla. We got Gamera. And then we got the Family Opera. And then right below it, Mark has snuck down.
I'm sorry.
No, that was there when I got here.
There you go.
Yeah,
There
as
you
soon
go.
as I signed in, it was right there.
That's because Gimp over here
Do
is
you have any?
snuck it down.
Do you have any?
I don't
evidence
see how he
he's
could have gotten
showing
it
me
with
doing
his
that?
Well, I
boot
don't. Well,
on his leg.
there's audio recorded evidence because we were recording when you were talking to Ruben.
What did I say?
That you all were talking about this little figure that you plotted.
You never heard the
Plotted.
word
See,
Zilla come
this is
out
what
my
I put
mouth.
up with. I mean,
I do
tried
not
to-
recall this
try to make it look
conversation
cool
that he is
for
talking
him,
about.
and they plotted against me with
Yeah.
with that stuff.
Yeah, I see.
But, okay, yeah, it is. Guys, 98's up top. That's I appreciate you letting me make $180.
In Sludge's defense, now I went shopping a couple of weeks ago. I got off. I had Friday off. I don't know what I did, but anyway, I hate Godzilla Singular Point, but I still picked up a figure over at Hot Topic.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
nice.
I don't know if you guys can
Nice.
see that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I have not
even
seen
though
that
it's
one
not
yet.
my favorite Godzilla, I couldn't pass it up.
Actually, today, because now, so that you all know, it has been a little bit since an episode's been out. Mark had to go to the hospital for a week and get some foot stuff taken care of, and he's still walking around in a little boot. And then I got hit with COVID for the second time finally. Then right after COVID, I got a sinus infection, so we didn't want Mark getting sick with his stuff going on. So we've been down for a little bit.
And then I had to go to. We were supposed to record last week, but I was in Atlanta.
Yep. Ruben
We
was
couldn't
in Atlanta
record then,
traveling.
so it's been a while.
It's been one thing after another for sure, but
Yeah.
we're back on it. And Ruben was showing that figure, and I actually today, since we record before we release these episodes, we're a little behind. But today, pre-ordered. Did you guys see the Began figure?
Yeah.
Yes,
that
I saw
Bandai
that.
is releasing,
Nice
which is
figure.
awesome. So finally, for the first time, of course, he's been a fan favorite since 1994 when the Super Godzilla game came out for Super Nintendo. He began originally was the bad guy for Mothra movie. Before Godzilla versus Mothra 92 came out, there was originally going to be a Mothra film separate, and it was going to be Mothra versus Began. And that ended up falling through. Then they ended up bringing Godzilla in to make sure there's popularity, took Began out, brought Batra in, all this, everything changes in the way the movies work. So he never made it to film. but they did finally bring him to the Super Godzilla video game. He was the final boss you had to fight at the end. And he whoops you until you turn into Super Godzilla. And what, Ruben?
I got a clicking noise in my. There it goes. It's
Ruben
getting a clicking noise on your.
Oh,
end.
so I didn't hear any clicking noise. You hear any clicking noise?
Not me, man.
We are professionals over here.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Ruben in Texas.
We're in.
But
Let's see.
so hopefully he's
Let me
got
try
us.
something.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
So Began is the super villain, the main villain in Super Godzilla, and he's become a fan favorite since then. And fans have been like, oh, we'd love to see him in a movie. They've done the petitions I've seen before for it. Nothing's ever happened. Last year, 2022, for Godzilla Day, a Began suit was spotted at the festival there at Toho. And they had pictures online, and people are like, oh, he's going to be in the next movie, and that hasn't come true at all. But, I mean, he's that much of a fan favorite that Toho even built, an actual suit-sized suit of Began that they showed last year. And they just announced the Bandai Monster Movie Island series. They're doing a Began figure, and pre-orders released today, which is the day we're recording it, and I could not. There was no way I was going to let that pass me up. The Godzilla 1984 figure that they did, I didn't pre-order it, and now it's like, cheapest you can find is $50, if not more. This Began figure, it's going to be, once pre-orders are done and that first run goes through, I bet this will be $100 figure quick.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I couldn't let that pass me up. So I got it straight from the Godzilla store. Thank the Lord that is now an open thing for us, here in the West.
Yes.
Because we didn't have, direct access like that before. You go to the festivals or you can order off eBay and things like that, but a direct retail access we've not had here until they finally brought the Godzilla store online this year, which has been absolutely awesome. So I'm pretty excited. So I'm not sure when the release is for the figure, but
you don't have to pay secondary. You don't have to pay secondary prices.
Nope, no secondary
You're getting it
prices.
right from them.
Yeah, shipping and everything. Shipping was $8. I got the figure for $32. It was a straight $40 or $41, something like that. So it's fantastic, and I'm stoked for it, man. I cannot wait to get that figure in and put it in the collection. It'll replace Mark's Zilla 98. That's up there above us.
I don't own that.
That's not Mark's. Okay,
Well,
for the record,
it
who's
is
Zilla?
mine.
Who's Zilla 98
One
is
of the ones
that?
that came in the
Who does
box
it
of
belong to?
Trendmaster figures
Yeah,
you've heard me
okay.
talk about.
Yeah.
That it came from. So,
Spent money on that.
but all right. So as this is going, you've seen we've already had technical difficulties. So this is working out fantastic, and we're super excited that hopefully you guys like the new format. But with this episode, man, we are hitting the last, technically not the last, but we are hitting the last of the Show Gamera films with Gamera
that's
versus
what we're
Zigra.
hitting, the last one.
I took you guys down a pretty rough path here, and I don't want to go any further with Gamera Super Monster because that's pretty much just a hodgepodge of all the monster fights prior to it in an even worse story format. So we're going to end it with Gamera versus Zigra because we just, we all got to watch Gamera Rebirth come out, and which was absolutely fantastic. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but Gamera Rebirth was phenomenal, I thought. Mark, what did you think of Rebirth?
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought the animation was just great in it, and definitely better than anything that we've saw live action so far. It was the animated series that just came out. So I thought it was good.
Ruben, what do you think?
It's definitely of all the animated stuff that Netflix has put out. This one is actually the most. I guess it's the best one. It's the bottom line. Of the Godzillas that they put out, the Kong that they put out. Not that they were bad, but this one's superior. This one actually, it's like they finally paid attention to some of the fans that were asking for it. And the other ones, I felt like they said, well, we're going to reimagine it our way. So, and all you got to do is call Roland Emmerich and he'll tell you that doesn't work. Give the fans what they want. Don't give them what you think they want. Go out there and that's why I've always been a big advocate. If you're going to do a movie, then I think it's a big plus that you should be a fan of it, or whoever's making it, go out and do the research, read the comic or read the graphic novel or go watch the movies or something, just don't go in there and, uneducated, I guess would be the best term. So this one is the most educated of all the Netflix anime they've put out.
I definitely would agree.
Monster Memory.
It was really, really good. As far as the Godzilla Kong stuff, I thought Gamera Rebirth is definitely the best. What's crazy is
it's a step up. Yeah.
It's the same director of the animated trilogy of Godzilla films, did Gamera Rebirth as well, and he talked in an interview before it came out how when it came to Godzilla, pretty much the idea he had with Gamera was, create a story, but let's just make it a massive wrestling match like pro wrestling. And Toho was like, no, I don't want to do that. Or they didn't want to do that. So they stepped in, changed a lot of what the anime trilogy was from what he was saying, and we saw what we got there. This one, they let Katakawa Dai let him run with what he wanted. And
did a great job.
Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Now, in comparison, we also have you said Netflix, the Ultraman series. I'm a little torn on what's better between the Gamera Rebirth is definitely, I think, the best when it comes to Godzilla and Kong and that stuff. But comparison to Ultraman, I don't know. I still think Ultraman comes out on top. But I mean, that's much better. That's longer storytelling. You've got 3 seasons of Ultraman for a story to flesh out, and it's fantastic. But Gamera Rebirth was awesome, and now we are finally with Gamera versus Zigra, and here's the trailer.
地球から480光年の距離にある惑星から地上の生物を食料にしている深海怪獣ジグラが地球征服にやってきた。
地球のこの美しい海は私のように美しい姿の生物が支配すべきである。
しかし人類の味方である正義の怪獣ガメラはこれを迎え撃つ。
地球人類に次ぐ速やかに降伏せよ。物質破壊4次元殺人光線発射。
誰かが助けに来るのを待つだけだ。それよりとも酸素はあと15分しかない。
ではあの4人を見殺しにするっておっしゃるんですか。助けてパパ。
よし途中で。
パパヘレ。4
次元光線体火炎噴射、オレンジ光線体回転ジェット、大映が送る年に一度の怪獣映画の決定版。ガメラ対ジグラにご期待ください。
All right, that was the trailer for Gamera versus Zigra, and you can see it's pretty bottom of the barrel. So this one was originally the last Gamera film. They ended up doing Gamera Super Monster a couple years later in 1980, which was just pretty much to try and keep him from going bankrupt because Dai at this time was really losing their finances. And Gamera vs. Zigra it's just a rehash of Gamera versus V-Ross, honestly. So in this one, you've got the alien Zigra from the 105th planet from wherever, 400 million light years away, comes to Earth to take over Earth. He ends up kidnapping an Earth woman and taking her over, and we call her X1 until you find out she's like some model, as he loses his control over later. But he comes to Earth and he starts creating earthquakes across the world. You got Peru, then Arabia, like magnitude 12 and magnitude 16. Then he ends up capturing our main characters, again, kids. We've got another Kenny. It's actually Kenichi. But in the American dubbing, they changed his name to Kenny. So we got ourselves another Kenny here. And then his friend Helen. Their dads are scientists, and they're looking at the pollution in the water. They work for SeaWorld there. Well, Zigra ends up capturing them. X1 does, the girl who's controlled by Zigra, to use them to explain to the world who Zigra is, and that Zigra is going to take over and control the world. You come to find out that Zigra actually wants to save mankind as a food source when he takes over the world, and then a la Gamera has to step in. Now, of course, when Gamera steps in, goes to try and fight Zigra, just like V-Ross, in the ocean, gets trapped. Well, this time he gets shot and his cell's shut down. Before, last time he was in that cool little bubble that he could somehow lift up and get the kids out. But, this time he's not able to, he's kind of stuck with what he's doing. So he loses his first round against Zigra, and then they try to go to help Gamera. It doesn't work. They're stuck in a bathysphere at the bottom of the ocean. And Gamera ends up getting struck by a lightning bolt, gets revived, gets the bathysphere, gets back up, and Zigra cuts him across the chest pretty well. But he ends up, throwing Zigra, taking him up in the air, and dropping him into the beach. And now he's got to stand on his fins, and he's not as mobile. And the final fight takes place there on the beach next to SeaWorld, in what is one of the most ridiculous scenes, I think, in monster movie history. After Gamera ends up throwing a rock on Zigra's, spiked nose, causes him to fall down. He ends up picking up another rock, and on Zigra's fins, because Zigra is a shark-like creature and he's got multiple, dorsal fins, he ends up playing the Gamera theme song in the xylophone sound effect on the back of the giant shark, which is, I think, the epitome of the bottom of the barrel in that moment. So, but he ends up toasting him, blows his fire breath, toasts Zigra, and saves the world again, and the kids. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty much Gamera versus V-Ross, just Zigra instead this time around, and instead of the sub, they've got the bathysphere, but everything else pretty much plays out the same. I'll run first with this one because I've gone first in a bit. I'm a fan of Gamera. I always have been. You all know it. I've talked to you guys many times how much I love the Gamera movies, even the Showa era, even as bad as it gets. So when it comes to Gamera versus Zigra was actually one of the first ones that I got to watch as a kid, thanks to the Sandy Frank dubs that came out in the 80s and the VHS tapes they released. So I caught Gamera versus Zigra, I think probably before any of the other Gamera films. On the Saturday, either Sci-Fi Channel or something like that, I remember watching Gamera versus Zigra. And even as a kid, I was like, this is pretty stupid. But, I was like, it's still fun. I'm watching a giant fire-breathing turtle, blow away a shark. And as a kid, I enjoyed it. But I enjoyed any giant monster film I saw, minus, Godzilla's Revenge or the 98 film when it came out. So this one, I don't want to say kickstarted me into liking Gamera, but it was one of my first times seeing Gamera. So I got to see him at the beginning, kind of already at the bottom of the barrel, because this is very much bottom of the barrel. So anything from here up that I got to see afterwards just was better. So that may have helped my experience becoming a Gamera fan. But this one again, budget slashed in half. Special effects weren't as good. Noriaki Yuasa is back again as a director in this movie. This movie, again, I forgot to say, this came out in July of 1971. And the budget was just cut again, and this was the first time where I felt like it was a rehashed storyline, which clearly I've talked about. This is pretty much Gamera versus V-Ross, just with a shark instead of an octopus. Mm-hmm. So it was just a rerun, and for me, it's my least favorite of the Gamera films, without question. Hard for me to have fun with this film, but there are enough moments in it that just make me laugh at the ridiculousness that I don't go out of my way to watch Gamera vs. Zigra. But if Gamera vs. Zigra is on, I'll throw it on, in the background, because I'm a Gamera fan. But definitely for Sludge, this is bottom of the barrel when it comes to Gamera, for sure. So, Lorax, what about you?
So when you say you just put it on in the background.
Yeah.
Are you listening to the soundtrack, or what are you trying to say?
I'm pretty much just waiting to hear when Gamera's on screen, and then I can just look and see. I'm like, cool, there's Gamera, fire-breathing turtle.
Okay.
I'm a fan. I like seeing, even though I own a lot of Gamera figures. I've got all the Heisei, at least figures of every movie from the Heisei, and then the Gamera Rebirth one we've got sitting here. Actually, Gamer 2, the 96 suits up there at top of the shelf. I don't own a Showa figure, the Showa Gamera, which is crazy to me because I just nostalgically love the Showa look. And so if it's on in the background, I'm not paying any attention until I hear Gamera on film, and then I'm like, okay, cool, there he is, and then that's it, really.
Well, and we tend to, I don't know, we don't agree all the time,
Right.
But I think we definitely agree on this. This is probably the worst of the Gamera.
Without
movies.
question, without question.
It's just to me, it's just a cheesy movie. It was thrown together to try to make some money, and help the company out. I will say that and I made a comment to you earlier, the Zigra monster costume I thought was pretty cool. That was one of the bright spots of the movie, because with everything else they've done in the past, this one was pretty much
Definitely
I think
looked
a step
better
up.
than V-Ross for sure.
Yeah, and so that part was good, but everything else was pretty much, like you said, watching a rerun. Just wasn't there. Didn't cut it for me, and that's why I gave it obviously the lowest stomp, because I didn't like it, and was ready to shut it off about 15 minutes in after the dad was saying, "What? 400 million light years?" Once.
And she tells you, she's like, we come from 400 million light years away, and he's like, what? That's like 400 million light years.
Yeah,
it's like
what? She just told you that.
Yeah. Gotta love the Sandy Frank dubbing.
Oh yeah,
back in the day.
It was just crazy, but and I think that's probably what hurt Gamera series so much, is it doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
Where like with the Godzilla and other, they tried different ways, but he was going to get hurt, and he was going to be down for the count. Then the kids were going to get him back up and get him going, because that's just the way it works. That's the Gamera movies, and so not a happy camper with it. You made me watch it, and I told you.
Yeah,
I've contemplated walking out right now, but
thankfully you're booted up, so you can.
Yeah, I can't get past. I can't get past you.
Yeah,
right
it would take 5 minutes of everybody watching, seeing you try to hobble through here.
That is the way it is. So I will continue on, but. That's it for me. Ruben, it's on you.
Yeah. Ruben, what do you think of it?
This one is pretty much, I texted Tristan about it. I said, just when I think Gamera hit the bottom of the barrel, I get a Hold My Beer from Gamera, and they come up with this. Actually, this is not Gamera's fault. Gamera is the bright spot. And I agree with Mark. The costume is good. Special effects aren't that great. You can tell it was just put together pretty quickly to make some money off of a company that's already bankrupt, but that was already or getting ready to file for bankruptcy from what I read. So, I mean, I still kind of, you guys were saying that it was hard to watch, and it was hard to watch, but I sat there and watched it. Okay. I mean, I didn't want to just turn it off. It was good. I did get a big kick out because I don't know if I've told you guys, sometimes what I'll do is I'll watch the dub, but I'll turn on the subtitles to see how it's what they're really saying. And I found it kind of strange that the dub is in 1985, but the subtitle said 1991. I don't know if you guys knew that if that was part of the deal that y'all saw.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but like I said, this episode's just going great, ain't it? Because I'm seeing nothing right now from you guys.
Oh man!
But yeah, I thought that was interesting how the dub was different, and they changed the year, and you guys mentioned the light years away. That was kind of funny. I think I mentioned it to you. The highlight of the whole movie to me was the pretty Asian alien that ended up being an astronaut.
Asian lady.
And ended up being an astronaut. They put her in a bikini, and they put her in a short skirt, and then they put her in a tight alien outfit. So they knew what they were doing. Yeah, Gamera's supposed to be a friend to all children, but I think she was put in there to get some of the dads.
She was
sit in the seats and sit there. Yeah, was she
yeah.
really?
Yeah. So they literally, I can't remember the actress's name that plays X1, but she's actually an adult film actress, and the only reason.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I remember.
Now Ruben's excited.
You had talked about that.
Ruben's like, I want to go back and check this out now. So no, she was an adult film actress in the 70s. And the only reason they brought her, the late 60s, that they brought her into the film was for the dads that were taking the kids to the movies, so that the dads would have something pretty to look at while they're having to sit through this horrible film. That's literally why.
And I didn't know any of that. I just said she's just eye candy. She's just in there to keep some of the dads in the seats. Which it kept me watching, because I found it so funny. I'm like, why'd they put her in a bikini? Why did she pick somebody wearing a bikini to take her outfit? She couldn't find somebody fully clothed.
That's the only reason right there was for the dads.
Oh, that makes so much more sense now. Now I don't feel so bad about like, man, what the heck? That's kind of strange. But it's, man, how can I say this? I'm going to be very, it's a monster movie. It's Japanese giant monster movie. So I got to watch it. And I think you have to, Gamera completionists, you got to sit there and watch it because it's Gamera. But, it's still part of that genre. So if it's on TV, I might do like Sludge. It might be there in the background, but am I going to go out and pop that DVD in or Blu-ray in to say, you know what, I feel like watching that. That'll probably never happen. Just like Godzilla's Revenge or Son of Godzilla. It's one of those ones that if it's on TV, I'll sit there and watch it. But if it's not, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it. So I mean, I know I didn't say much.
So. Anything else you got, Ruben?
Too many nice things about it, but it's it's watchable. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, watchable is a good way to put it. And unless you guys have anything else to say, I think it's that time. All right, it's Stompdown rating time.
All right.
Okay, and it is Stompdown rating time, and it's not high. I'll just go ahead and say it. It's pretty low. Might be one of the lowest of the lows we've gotten. So collectively, this movie got 1.5 out of 5 from us. So
rocking and rolling.
Are we recommending to go watch this movie? I think this is going to be the first time where I'm really going to say no. We're not recommending this. This is the top of the list to go watch. So if you're a Gamera completionist, then yes, you're going to have to watch this movie. If you're not, totally skip it. I mean, what do you think, Mark?
Oh yeah, I think this is one of those movies that if there is independent stations still out there that actually show Gamera movies, maybe if you get, if it's on one Saturday afternoon like it was in the olden days, then you might watch it. Don't pay to go see it. Don't pay to buy it. Just don't do it.
There needs to be no money put behind this one to view it.
There's got to be a freebie.
Just put it on my end. Just put it this way. I said that half point was because I'm an adult movie actress now. Now I feel dirty. I'm gonna have to go to confession.
Half a point because there's an adult lady in there. Yeah. So it's pretty low. So coming from us, 1.5 total. Across the board, we can't recommend it. You know what I mean? Like, so if you want to, go for it, man.
You know what? You can watch the Mystery Science Theater version of it.
That's true. That is true.
That might be a little bit better.
That one of us should have watched it. I don't know why we didn't, because I do have it. So Mystery Science Theater 3000, as Ruben was stating, did their own version of this, or their take on it, where they watch and make fun of it. That's probably a much higher rating than just the movie itself.
Probably would have got some enjoyment out of that.
Yeah, so we recommend the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version. Regular version? No. Don't think we
recommend it. We're not going to go back and watch the version, but we recommend it.
This is not going to happen again. But all right, that's the Stompdown rating for Gamera vs. Zigra for us. We have made it through the Showa era, but we still have a little bit further to go with this, because it is time to test your might.
Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. Test your might.
All right. So you guys ready for this round of Test Your Might, brought again by Kurt Harper. So thank you, Kurt, so much for the trivia that you send us all the time. And we have got, let me get it pulled up here. Looks like we have got 3 questions and a bonus question. So as always, Kurt gets us 4.
I got my 4 on here.
Got your 4. Ruben, what about you, sir? Are you ready to get going with this one?
I am ready to rock and roll.
He is ready to rock and roll. Okay, question number 1. Well, Ruben does so on to say, greetings, welcome back. Now for the trivia. So thank you, Kurt. We're glad to finally be back after the downtime we've unfortunately had. But here we go. This is number 1. This is the last Showa-era Gamera film. Why is that? A, Gamera got tired of pulling humanity's butts out of the fire. B, the studio went bankrupt. Or C, Japan really wanted some turtle soup. So pick your answer.
Turtle soup.
All right, everybody good with that one?
Good as we
Yes,
can be.
sir. That was it. That
Okay.
one so far so good.
So far, pretty easy. All right, number 2. What is planet Zigra's space designation? A, celestial body number 105. B, planet 105Z. Or C, Neptune.
What was A? You broke up for
Anybody
A.
need me to repeat any of those?
No.
Yes.
Repeat it.
Okay, so I'm going to repeat the answers real quick for Ruben. Number 2, what is planet Zigra's space designation? A, celestial body number 105. Again, A, celestial body number 105. B, planet 105Z, like a radio station.
Yeah.
Or C, Neptune.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right, I'm good.
Number 3. Number 3 is
Okay, you broke
Zigra
up
gives
again.
people dolphin brain. Zigra gives people dolphin brain. How do you cure it? A, orca kisses. B, make annoying sounds over a radio phone. Or C, interrupt the hypnosis with electrical shocks.
Okay.
You need to got that,
I
Ruben?
already got. I already wrote down the bonus. I already know what the bonus is
How do you know what the bonus is?
because it's always the same thing.
Oh, it's
Go
true.
ahead.
It probably is. Let's find out here.
We just don't know what letter it's going to be
Right.
this time.
I
Once
just
again,
don't know what
bonus-
letter it's going to be.
Right. All right, bonus question. Once again, human beings are on the menu in a Gamera movie. Because Zigra lives in the water, he will eat land animals like humans eat fish. What can't Zigra eat? 1, candy corn. I love candy corn and I will not share. He wanted to add that.
Okay.
2, Gamera's love for children. Or 3, turtles because they live both in the water and on land.
Okay, now how would 1, 2, or 3, or A, B, or C?
I guess A, B, or C. A, B,
Yeah,
or C.
A, B, or
like,
C.
where are we going here?
Sorry, he wrote 1, 2, or 3. So A, candy corn. B, Gamera's love for children. Or
For
C,
children, yeah.
turtles because they live both in the water
Okay.
and on land.
Okay.
All right, we ready for what did I just do? Oops. Okay, here we go. Ready for the answers? Okay, here we go.
Just
Number
get
1.
it over with.
This is the last Showa-era Gamera film. Why is that? Correct answer was B. The studio went bankrupt.
Oh.
Yep.
Number 2. What is Zigra's space destination?
Just so you know,
A.
you guys are still
Celestial
breaking
body
up.
number 105.
Got it.
Got it.
Now this next one's the only tricky one though.
Zigra gives people dolphin brain. How do you cure it? B. Make annoying sounds over a radio phone.
I like the part in the movie where the guy says, "You mean you're going to have to dissect this dolphin to see what killed it?"
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
So did you get the answer for that one, Ruben? Answer for that was B. Make annoying sounds over a radio phone.
What's the look?
I don't know. Look at his
face.
I think we've lost Ruben again.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
All right, number
I mean,
2.
I didn't get the answers.
Number 2 is what is planet Zigra's space destination? It's A. Celestial body 105. Number
Got that one.
3.
Okay, I'm
Zigra gives people dolphin brain. How do you cure it? The answer was B. Make annoying sounds over a radio phone.
very annoying sounds. I might
Yes.
add.
And then, of course, our bonus question, once again, human beings are on the menu in Gamera movie. Because Zigra lives in the water, he will eat land animals like humans eat fish. What can he eat? B. Gamera's love for children.
There we go.
So that's 4 for 4 for me.
4 for 4 for me.
Ruben?
Yep. 4 for 4.
4 for 4.
Did you get me?
Same, 4 for 4. So, man, for the one you hated the most, Mark, you actually got them all right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised by that.
Well,
Are you lying to us about your feelings on this movie?
right.
Boy, this
No,
is gonna
I'm
be
not
a rough
lying.
one.
Was it that bad of a
You guys
movie
keep
that it,
bringing
Yes, it was.
it burned in your brain
It was,
so much?
What I'd like to say is Kurt
Yeah.
emailed me last week and told me what the questions were going to be.
That's probably what it was. That's probably what it was. He
But
sent you
no,
those.
it's not.
So,
I just
all right, well, man, that's
got lucky.
Everybody's 4 for 4, and you know what?
Yeah.
We'll make this easy. We'll let it skate by. No torture movie for
Thanks.
Mark this time.
Thanks,
No
appreciate
torture movie for Ruben. No Son of Kong for me.
it. Okay.
So I'm okay with that.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, I bet you
and
are.
I think it'll work pretty good. So, all right, man. Well, you
Whatever
guys have
you're
anything
okay
else for
with,
Gamer vs.
okay.
Zigra?
'Cause
Yeah.
Ruben's okay with it. So, so we're gonna go with this
broke
one
up
with no
again,
movie.
so
but
I'm just gonna say
that was it,
I've got-
man. The Show
I've got
Gamera
nothing
series. We
else
have
on this
made it
film.
through, and we survived. You guys
We did.
survived.
We did.
Mark, you survived through it.
Yes.
Would you ever go back through them again?
No.
No, not happening. so.
maybe a spot here or there, but these last few, no.
Oh no, the last 3 are just they're
just can't do it.
terrible,
Can't do it.
terrible. So, all right, Ruben, do you have anything else?
No, sir. I've got nothing. There's not much I can say about this, so I'm just going to leave it at that before we break up again here on this call.
Yeah.
With the
Hey,
awesome,
look at that. This is the best y'all looked all night, right here.
He's finally seeing this.
It's like, oh yeah, we're getting rid of them. That's the best.
Yeah, he's
That's
enjoying
the
it now.
best.
So, all right, well, man, thank you all so much for going through the Gamera the Gamera Show series with us and end up with Gamera versus Zigra. We've got some good episodes coming up. Hopefully, we can get this new format dialed in for everybody. And the next episode, of course, is going to celebrate the big man's birthday. It is coming up on Godzilla Day. So the next one, we're doing something really, really cool. As we've reviewed all the Godzilla films already, we decided that we have actually found a Godzilla fan edit where a guy had taken, kind of similar to what I did with 1985 years ago, he is taking the original Japanese Godzilla film and the American version, and he has combined the two perfectly into a chronological order film, combining both releases, and it's called Godzilla This Is Tokyo. So that's going to be the next episode. We're going to review it and talk about it. It's really, really cool. Pretty excited to do a fan edit film for the show. We've never done that. So that should be very interesting. And, of course, after that, we've been talking about it, wanted to give the guys a good movie to review, and we will be doing The H-Man. If you guys have not seen it, I really recommend that one. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think the guys are going to enjoy The H-Man, and we're pretty excited about it. So, again, thank you all so much for joining us, so much for watching the show. Keep up with us on Facebook, Instagram. Of course, we do the extra things throughout the week, the Monster Movies or the Underdogs. Ruben does the Monster Mash Wednesdays. We've got the Friday Night Fights as well. And go check out all of our buds, man, that we've got out there with the Give Me Back series of shows. Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling. Give Me Back My Action Movies. Give Me Back My Horror Movies. And they're coming out with a new music show too. They've already got one episode out as well. Then go check out Pete and the guys over at Good Beer Bad Movie Night. And that's all I got, man. We appreciate you guys so much. Lorax, you got anything?
I'm good, man. You said it all.
Ruben, you got anything down there in Texas?
I got nothing but good vibes. I'm good.
Awesome. So thanks on behalf of Ruben's Good Vibes and his adult Asian actress from Gamera vs. Zigra.
Yeah.
We tried.
Yeah, we try. So this is Sludge.
And the Lorax.
And you got Ruben in Texas.
Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Ha